Hello everyone, in this video I'm going to solve the lab 1.2.2 from DivNet Associate course from Cisco. As you can see, I'm using the environment that we prepared in the last video. So if you still don't have this environment, I recommend you to see the previous video and prepare it. However, so this video is about Linux skills. And actually, the lab has 5 parts. The first part is about preparing your machine. So we already did this. The second one is to review some basic commands and from Linux. All the commands should be running or issued using the command line interface or terminal. The first command is ls, which is list the content of the directory. Okay, so as you can see inside this directory there are many subdirectories: desktop, documents, download, labs, and snap. We can also list the content of the one of these subdirectories by type ls. For example, let's check the labs directory, and we can see here inside this subdirectory there is another subdirectory here. We can also list the content in minus in a long format and -l. As you can see here, now we have more information inside from this directory. So we have the subdirectories and we have permissions line. We have also the owner, we have a group or the user, and we have like the size of the file and so on. Okay, with ls also, ls is a command, like it's written like this, and then we can give an option or options after the command, and starting with minus, and then we can give the option we would like. So for example, if we type R, now this is for reverse order and alphabetically. So when we're typing like this, so as you can see the S, because this is the last one in the alphabetic, so will be listed first, and then L, and then D, and so on. Here you can see that download, because W is after C, so it listed first here. We can also combine two options together. So for example, we have -L, and we have also, we can put R. So now we will have the reverse order of these subdirectories, as you can see here. Okay, so this is about the ls. Remember, each command in Linux is like a software, and we can reach the manual for each of these commands by using the manual or man command. So if we would like to read all the options or more information about any command, we can type them man, which is a shortcut for manual, and then we give the name of the command. So now if I type ls, so I will have a manual for this ls command. As you can see here, these are options. As you can see, for example, we can use -R for reverse. We can also use any other of these. To close this manual page, you can simply press Q for quit or H for help. You can also use the ls and then the double hyphen and then type help, and now you have also another manual page. Like this is the shortcut listed, printed out here on the screen, and then you can also have some information. For example, these are the options. I recommend you always to use manual, or you can use also Google to search about any new command for you. Okay, so let's keep going, and then there is another command which is pwd, which is print working directory. So in most of the cases when you are using Linux, you would like sometimes you to know in which directory are currently working. So to one of the options to do this, you can use this command pwd, which prints out on the screen the current directory that you are working on. Okay, so to reach the root directory, you can to change between the directories, you can use cd, and to jump to the root directory, you can put this backslash. And now we are under the root, as you can see here. And then if I would like to make sure, I just type pwd, and you can see now I am under the root. To go directly to my home, to your home directory, just type cd and then pwd, and now you are under the home directory of view of DEF ASC user. Okay, we can also navigate between the subdirectories by using the change cd command. For example, let's move and follow the tutorial, and let's move to the home DEFASC document. Since I am already there, so simply I can just type the document here and then type pwd. As you can see, I am already here. To move again to the root, I just can do this. To go back to my last place or my last directory, I just can type cd and then type the hyphen. As you can see, now I am under the last directory that I was working on. To move forward one step, or to move up one step, so if I would like to jump up one step to be under div ASC, you can type cd double dots. Okay, and to also like move to another directory, so you also can easily follow this path under the cd. Okay, also in some situations that it may happen, you have to need to issue a command under the like administrative way. So to do this, you can of course use sudo, and as this tilde here represents that you are in your home directory, and when this $sign represents that you are a normal user. When it's changed to the hashtag, it means that you are authorized now, or you are under the root or super user. In most of the cases, it's not recommended to use the to change your authorization to work under the root. You recommend to use the sudo before any command you would like to implement only this command like a super user. For example, if you would like to type sudo apt get update, as you can see this, if you type apt get update, you will have permission denied, because this apt get update is only can be executed under the administrative access. So to do this, you can type sudo apt, and in this case, only this command will be executed like a super user. In part 3, you can now see the permissions of the files, and as you can see here, we can check the permissions of the file by using the -l command to the directory. So we already did this. So for example, let's go to check the desktop and then -l. So we are going to list the content of the directory desktop in a long format, and as you can see here, we have now permissions. The first one represents the current state of the file or directory. If it's nothing, if it's only hyphen, it means that this is a normal file. If it is D, it means that this is a directory. There are many other characters for representing but let's follow the tutorial and let's fix with this. If it's D, it means that it will mean that this is a directory. If it is only a hyphen, it means that this is a normal file. And after this one, we have 9 characters. The first 3 represent read, write, or execute to the user or owner of the file. The second permission or permissions to the group, and the third one, the third three characters represent the permissions for the other users. Okay, so R for read, W for write, X for execute. Now let's answer the following questions about the output above. If necessary, search for the internet for information to review some of the information. So feel free to use internet wherever or Google wherever you want. So first question, what does the initial dash represent in the permission format? The initial one represents this one, and we already mentioned that if it's nothing, that it's a file. What would be the place of the dash if it was a directory? So it will be D with the character D. What do the next three letters of the dashes represent in the permission information? So here this represents the permission for the owner of the file. The second three represent the permissions for the group, and the third three represent the permission for other users. Uh, what does the permission for R for read or copy? Well, the W for write or modify, and the X for execution. The file will be solved, and you can find it and download it in the description. Okay, so now let's move to step 2, and here we have a small practice. So what we are going to do, we will create a file. The file under the name myfile.sh, and as you can see, this is a shell script file, and then we are going to try to run this file. Because of this, this file is not permitted to be like in execution format, we will have problem that this file will not work. Then we will change the permission to be executable, and then we will run it again. Okay, so let's do this task. First, we are going to echo. Let's copy paste this line. So what actually this line does, actually you will print ls 2 dots backslash desktop, and the output of this screen will not be printed out. And sorry, so let's do this. So when we type this echo, by initially it will print out on the screen echo ls, that this is a print. But when we are doing like this, so I'm telling Linux that you don't need to print out this ls on the desktop, but put the output on a file. The name of the file is myfile.sh. The current directory, of course, will be the directory where the file will be existed. So let's do this, and then we type ls, and you can see this file is now here. Now let's see the permission of this file. -l. As you can see here, the owner of the file is div asc, a group, and so okay, no problem. But here this file is type read write, there is no execute. Since it's .sh, so I'm trying now to run this file, and as you can see, there is permission denied because this file is not permitted to run, to be like executable. So I have to change the permission of this file. It may happen that you will, in some operating systems, that you need to use sudo, but here, since I am the user and I am here, I don't need to type sudo. So the command is change mode, and then you can type +x to make executable, and then you type the name of the file, and then you just check the file if it's so here I have a problem because this file actually under div asc, and there is no, in the above directory there is no desktop. So what I have to do, I have to move the file from here and put it under my document or documents, and then I will run the file again. So let's let's try to jump to do the file here. So let's move the file from this home directory to put it under documents. So we can use this by typing mv, which is move, this is a command, and we give the name of the file and then where we want to put it. And now if I type ls, I will not have the file here anymore, but the file will be under document, as you can see here. Okay, let's move to the document, and now I will run the file, and as you can see now it's successfully executed with no errors, because now it's okay. I'm like the file is under document, and when I type this dot like desktop, I should have the same output here. Let's go back and then let's type ls. We need to list the content of this. As you can see here, it is the same like this one here. Okay, so we moved after we move the file to this new location. Let us create a copy. Let's copy this file to the same location here with another name. So to do this, we can type cp and then the name of the file and then the name of the new file. So my file, let's say it here, and I copied the file from this location, and let's say I would like to put it under home. Okay, here I had the permission denied because I wanted to put it under the home directory, which I don't have permission there. I have only permission under my home directory, which is under div asc. As you can see here, it is under div asc. So now if I will list the content of the home div asc, I should have this file there copied. So now let's rename this file from my file to make it like, for example, your file. To do this, we can use the same command, which is mv, and then we are actually moving the file from the original location to the same location but in different name. So my file, and then we type my file, for example, rename or renamed. So I'm type ls here. So as you can see here, now the file is actually renamed. Okay, to remove a file or to remove a directory, we can use remove, which is rm command. I recommend you to use rf as two option if you need to remove a directory, and then you type the name of the file you would like to remove. And now, as you can see, I just removed this file, and now it's not anymore existed here. So let's keep going now, and after finishing that, we already moved the file. We also copied the file, and also we remove the file. In step 6 here, you are going to see how to redirect the output. By normal, if I type echo hello, it will be printed out on the terminal itself. But some cases I would like to redirect the output to another file. And to do this, we can use this sign. So here, what it's going to do actually, I will print Linux is awesome, but it's not will be printed on the screen. It will be redirected to the file. The location of the file will be under the current directory. So to be in the safe side, I will just go to the home, pwd, and I am under home directory. And now let's print this one here, and so there will be a file in this current location under the name linux.txt, as you can see, this one. To see the content of this file, I can type cat and then linux.txt, and you can see here is the content of this file. So if I would like to append, so put more lines on this file itself, keeping the old information or text inside the file, I can use this sign, and you can put 2 here, for example. So Linux is awesome 2 will be in this file under this Linux is awesome. So you can see now here you have 2. We can repeat this process by typing also 3. So it is appending. But if I would like to delete the file and create a new one under the same name, so I type here Linux is only, let's say 1, or Linux is OS, like an operating system. So what is gone now? This content, this file will be deleted. A new file under the same name will be created, and only will have Linux is or operating system. So let's see this now. As you can see here, what we have. Okay, in some cases that since you are a Linux user, I'm sure you know how to deal with text editor. So there are many applications for this. Some of them V, or you can use V, or you can use Vim. It's a modified version of the V. You also can use Nano, or you can use also Virtual Studio, Atom, so whatever. So here in this tutorial is mentioned the Vim. And this file, this for example here is a text editor. Let's edit this Linux text file. As you can see here, there are Linux is operating system. This is the first line, and there are 3 modes in this one. To access the insert mode, you can type I. As you can see here now, this is the insert mode, and then you can type, for example, Linux is open source. Okay, so here we have this line, new line, and then to exit this mode you can type escape and then colon, and then you can quit. This is without saving, or write and quit. This is like say write and save. Now let's see this one, and you can see here now this is Linux is an operating this is an operating system, and the second line Linux is open source. Feel free to use your own text editor in Linux. In part 4, we are going to use regular expressions in which we can search about specific name or specific information inside a file. And this is, I think, a great feature in Linux. So to do this or these tasks, you need to, of course, know the grep command. So let's assume now we would like to search about name div.asc inside a password file which is under etc directory. So to do this, we can just type grep, this is the name of the command, and then div.asc, and then the directory or the file we would like to search about the information. So here we have password, and as you can see here inside the password file, the current or this wanted name will be highlighted here. It's in red color. Also, let's assume that we are going to search about, for example, a root in this file. As you can see here, we have the root here and in this file. You can also print out the line if you put the option -L. However, I'm following the tutorial. So let's now assume that we only need to search about a file starting with a root. So we can do this by include the caret at the beginning. As you can see here now, it's only the root at the beginning. What about if we would like to search about only the end of the line? So we can do this by including the $sign. and as you can see here, false. The lines printed out only the ones with false at the end. Okay, what about if we would like to search about a word starting and ending with a specific um, characters? So here we would like to search about a word with 4 characters starting with D, ending with M, and as you can see here, these are highlighted out with a red color. And also let's assume that we would like to search for characters like our numbers 8 till 9, or we need only a specific character like comma, and so on. Okay, so this is with um, like filtering information or searching about specific word, or some like filtering out files. So what else? Also we have some like system administration. So here how you like we are reviewing how to shut down a system. So shutdown now will immediately turn off the operating system or Linux. You can also search for a date to print out the date, the current date. Also you can type shutdown +1 is, and then you give a message. It means that you will shut down after 1 minute and then the message come back soon. It will be printed out. Also you can shut down -C to cancel the shutdown schedule. Okay, so now let's review some like network configuration. We can type IP address and then it prints out all the IP addresses, and you can see this is the interface, one of the interfaces. We have loopback interface. This is another interface, and this is the dummy interface here, and here we have IP addresses. You can also use ping. Here we can give -C4, which means 4 ICMP messages will be sent, and let's search for example for to check if Google, as you can see here, 1 2 3 4, and that's it. 4 messages sent out because it's specified here by 4. We can also do this in form of www.cisco.com. As you can see here, we have also 4 messages. Okay, so this is about the ping command, and let's review also an information like how to reach the process. So to print out the process on the system, you just type ps, which is processes. You also can print all the processes in the system like -e with the option -e, or you can pipe the output to another command. You can use less or you can use more. You can use like a direct file to another file and then you can check it as you like. So now we follow the tutorial. Let's use more, and you can see with space you can check all the processes, and also we can have more information with ps -af. So you can see here now we have a detail more about process ID and so on. I recommend you also to use always like this, and you can see here user ID and then process ID and extra information. In step 4 we have here manage packages. We can always use apt get update. This is only to refresh the list of the packages inside the system. You can also search for a specific package by type, for example, apt cache search. Let's search about this one, or let's check this one. As you can see here, you can also install a package by type apt get install, and you can see here now we can install this package. Actually this package is now won't work because of the modification in the API. So if I will now try to run this package, it's already installed correctly, it's no problem. But if I will trying to run this package to check the speed, won't work, because here, as you can see, there is some changes of the API. You can search about this in Google. You can, for example, this one here, like mentioning how to solve this problem. However, I'm not going to do this here, because actually it's not about our topic. The reason is that there is some changes in the API inside the application itself. However, you can also like try to apt-get upgrade. This upgrade all the packages and dependencies in the computer. To remove the application or the package, you can use purge. So apt-get and then purge, and then you give the name of the package. I'm going to delete the package that we just installed. Yes, and then that's it. Okay, so if I'm going to try this, run this package one more time, as you can see, I will have a message says that there are no such file or directory, because I just deleted this package. Also, we have update password. So there's a command called password. You can type it, and then you can put a new the current password, the new one, and then like retype the new one again, and then you change the password. But I'm not going to change it, and I also recommend you do not change the password in this system. If you would like to do so, of course, please just try to remember your password. Also, there is a password -s to print like view status of your password. As you can see here, the output of this command, password with capital S. As you can see here, div ASCP, and then 0, and then 617 2020. Then there are more information. If you would like to know this information, remember you can use man, and then you give the password or the command. And here you have like a manual for this command. Let's search for capital S, and this one here, which is status. Display account status information. The status information consists of 7 fields, as you can see here, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7. The second field indicates that the user account has locked password. For L, has no password. MP has a usable password. P, so here we have a usable password, so this is P. And the third field gives the date of the last password changes. Here we have, this is the first field. And the next 4 fields are the minimum ages, maximum ages, warning period, and inactivity period of the password. The ages are expired and dates. Okay, so according to this, we can answer these questions here. As I mentioned, the file will be uploaded in the description box, and it will be also solved. So, what is the current status of the password? It is P, which indicates that this is a usable password. And what is the minimum number of days that must pass before the password can be changed? So it is 0, as you can see here. And the last one, what is the number of days after password expiration that the account remains active? So as you can see, this is here. So this is like this, sorry, -1, which indicates that the password never expires due to the inactivity. Okay, this is the end of this video. Please remember, if you have any questions, please feel free to contact me or bring them